was one of the Roman emperors. He ate a huge meal, after which he really wanted to have a watermelon. Every year, when the watermelon season comes, I go on a watermelon feast because I love watermelons. And not only because of that, but also because you feel amazing when you eat just watermelons all day long. You have to make sure to buy organic watermelons only, because there are loads and loads of huge melons out there. I think most of them come from Greece, and unfortunately they're loaded with pesticides and herbicides, so please do not buy those. They're full of chemicals, and they also add some artificial sweetness to our lovely watermelons, which don't need any sweetness at all. They're very, very sweet, just the way they are. So I always go and buy the organic watermelons with seeds. Make sure they're full of seeds and make sure they're organic. Those are very, very, very important things that you always have to take care of, because if we don't take care of that, nothing will change. I've been guilty of buying those huge watermelons from Greece, from my fruit man, because I thought they don't use pesticides. I was hoping they don't. And then one day, without me even asking him, he told me that he saw how many chemicals they put into the soil. He said it was amazing, that the amount of the pesticides they use is huge. And I was very surprised, because he eats everything. He's an omnivore, he doesn't care for a vegan lifestyle or organic lifestyle even. He sells fruit the way it is, whether it's sprayed or not, he sells it. And I was only hoping that those watermelons are fine. But how can they be? They're so huge. It's not natural to have such huge watermelons. So he told me that they spray them, and he thinks it's a shame because he doesn't like that apparently. So I asked him, my last hope was like, perhaps it doesn't go into the fruit so much, you know? And he says, well, unfortunately it does. And what else happens is that it goes into the soil all over the place and just totally pollutes our soil, destroys the nutrients. And in that moment, I actually woke up. I realized that all those white lists we create for ourselves when we say, oh, okay, they have used chemicals, but they don't go in, or we can wash them off. We've been living inside a bubble. I mean, even if it's not inside your food, and even if you can wash them off, they go somewhere, don't they? Just buy organic watermelons and solve the problem. That's what I'm doing right now. I only buy organic stuff, and if they don't have the fruit that I want to eat, I simply don't buy it at all. I think we're very, very spoiled. We always want to have this kind of fruit now or else. Getting used to a completely different attitude, like, okay, I'll go and have a look what they have in my health food store, and if they don't have any watermelons, I won't buy any watermelons at all. As simple as that. Luckily they have loads and loads of watermelons at the moment, and I'm buying them every day. It's a lot of fun. So remember that the watermelons are great blood cleaners. They clean your kidneys. They are full of water, basically. Water is good for us, hydrates us. That's what we need. I think they have more than 93% water. They're full of vitamin A, vitamin C. They're good for your eyes, and they're even good against ED. And I'm not talking about eating disorders, even though I think they might be good for that as well. So watermelons are great against high blood pressure as well. You name it. I mean, who doesn't love a bit of juicy, sweet watermelon every now and then. Eat them either for breakfast, or if you don't have breakfast, then for lunch. Afterwards, you can eat whatever you're planning to eat. If you're not planning to go on a watermelon feast, then make sure to eat your food after you ate your melons, because melons always go through really fast. I think it was one of the Roman emperors. He ate a huge meal, after which he really wanted to have a watermelon. He ate that watermelon and he died because it doesn't get through. I mean, of course, that meal he ate was probably terrible as well. In those days, they probably had huge meal of meat and so on. That just goes to show, never ever eat a watermelon after your meal. Never. Even if you stayed hungry, just better to stay hungry than to risk something, because watermelon wants to go through, it wants to clean you. If you like this idea, then give it a try. Just buy like 10 watermelons and eat 3 or 4 or 5 watermelons every day. Depending on the size, you could easily eat 5 or 6 of those in one day. And if they're bigger, then of course less. They are very, very delicious. Give it a try. Let me know how you're doing, how you're feeling. I feel totally energized. I'm full of energy. I sleep better. I mean, I always sleep good, but this is it's just so amazing. You just relax. And it's so much more easy to relax and to also jump out of bed in the morning. Because you're full of energy. Your body is not busy digesting all that food. Watermelons are very easy to digest. I do this every year. Sometimes I just do it for a couple of days, and sometimes I do it for 2 months because it feels so good. If you're trying to go for like 2 or 3 months, then definitely watch out. Listen to your body, not all the time, because our body's been trained by our ego. So make sure to listen to your inner voice more. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, remember to give me a like, subscribe to my channel, keep eating these beautiful watermelons. Have a great, fruity, delicious day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye everyone. I love you. Mwah.